Today is Monday, October 27th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Dr. Lana Pigao, Communications Director at Northwest College, and joining me this morning for co-hosting duties is Isa Machado. She is recording technology student. Thinking you're an intern.
I am an intern too.
But you are an HCC TV intern.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good.
How's your weekend?
It was uneventful.
Uneventful?
Unlike
so
yours,
sorry.
What I understand.
Yes, mine was pretty crazy. You know, college weekends get crazy, and then Halloween is just around the corner. So everyone wants to throw parties. Everyone wants to get together and hang out. So,
and I think everybody's kind of antsy with this crazy weather too. Like
yes.
It rained, it was sunny.
Yes.
It rained, it was sunny.
Yes, like the plants got ruined, but then it stopped raining, so we got the plants back again, and just craziness throughout the whole week.
It's just like, by the seat of your pants is how the weekend went. So tell us how everyone can find us on social media.
All right, everyone can find us on the Houston City College District Facebook page and YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HTC TV at noon, 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
So on this amazing Monday morning, we'll be chatting with Duilio Escobedo, an HCC graphic design alumnus who now is taking his creativity to new heights as an architecture student at Texas Tech University. So Duilio, don't go away. We'll be right with you in about 10 minutes. But first, we welcome back Robert Glover. He is the Interim Executive Director of Military Education Programs at Houston City College. He's here to talk about the National Nuclear Security Administration MSI Summer Internship, and he'll be with us right after this break. Welcome back. We are here with Robert Glover. How you doing?
I am good. Thank you, Lana. Glad to be here.
So you've got this this program. It's the National Nuclear Security Administration. That's so impressive.
That's a lot of words. And basically, it's an internship program for students, for faculty, for staff, predominantly across all academic backgrounds. And when I say all academic backgrounds, I mean all academic backgrounds. Now, there are about 20 or so different National Nuclear Security Administration laboratories across the country. 2 are in Hawaii. Don't everybody rush to put that one on your application because they'll get filled up fastest. But the bottom line is you're going to have an opportunity to expand your leadership capabilities as well as learn something. And you'll be contributing to the national security mission for the United States as you're moving forward.
Wow. Yeah, I know a lot of people, when they join the military, they put where they want to be stationed. And I think Hawaii is one of their first on the list.
What they don't realize is Hawaii is also the most expensive one to go live in.
Right. Well, so this program provides students with valuable hands-on experience. How is that?
Well, they'll be paired with a mentor at one of those labs, and they'll collaborate and discuss prior to the internship starting what their project is going to be. And so in doing that, that provides focus. It provides the energy behind the research effort. And, oh, by the way, it's incentivized. In undergraduates, current HCC students, for example, are being paid a pretty good stipend, $9,000 for a 12-week session over the summer, as if they're on the temporary status or summer status only. If they decide to go with the year-long term, leave school, do the internship, come back with all that knowledge, you're getting a lot more per that entire period. So
that's good money.
It is
for an internship. Mine was free. So yeah, that's $9,000.
That's not an internship. That's something totally different.
Yeah. So beyond the tech skills, how does the internship help students develop professionally, for example, in networking or future career pathways within the Department of Energy or the national labs, which I don't think people understand that our nuclear program is within the Department of Energy.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. It's not run by the Department of Defense. It is Department of Energy. And so what you're doing is you're being introduced to the inner workings of the federal government, starting at the Department of Energy piece. You're going to see the wide swath of coverage that not only DOE has, but also DOD, state, and the other agencies out there. And you'll get interactions and you'll get briefings from those individuals as you're going through the internship, through the orientation process and everything else, also while you're working on your particular project. And you'll be able to see the connectivity between the decisions that are made here at the Department of Energy, decisions that are made at the Department of Defense, and also see, okay, that's why we're doing it when we're interacting with the executive branch of the government.
Mhm.
So you see the policy aspects of it too, and then you do so that's the strategic part, then you get into the operational part, and you discuss the tactical part as well.
Wow. So I guess folks don't really understand what you do here does affect what happens here and here and here.
Yeah, the span of awareness in terms of here in Houston, oh, well, everything here in Houston might have an impact on the state.
Mhm.
But in reality, everything here in Houston has an impact on the state, which has an impact on the total United States. And then when you carry it up to the federal level, everything that, well, I put it this way, when I'm talking to high school students about these kinds of things, the United States still is the only superpower in the world. Whenever the person who is sitting behind the Resolute desk sneezes, someone somewhere else in the world is reaching for a handkerchief going gesundheit.
Wow.
That's how intertwined we are
Mhm.
globally. Okay, so now when you're able to put that into being exposed to that decision-making
Mhm.
process and see all the different parts and pieces that come together to make policy strategy and make things happen for the United States, that's where students will grow the most.
Mhm.
And they don't necessarily have to be in a STEM major either. Like I said, it's open to all majors.
Right.
We are at MSI, a minority serving institute. We're that. So we're able to reach across all of our different COEs, all of our different programs, not only the majors, but also the specializations, what we call minors in the rest of the world, and tap that resource. And that's what this is for. The NNSA internship does that for us.
That's fantastic. So, how does participating in the NNSA internship help prepare HCC students to become future leaders, innovators, maybe entrepreneurs in fields that contribute to America's security and our tech industry?
Let's divide this into threes, right? Because Marines especially, we do things in threes. So from the leadership aspect of it, you're learning the different parts of what real leadership is all about. Not only how you manage people, but how you also exercise your relationships with other folks, other leaders.
Mhm.
Then there's the middle part. How do you, at one point down the road, become a team leader and grow your people? What I refer to as the coaching tree. How do you provide the incentives for those members on your team to be productive and successful, and then they go on to be productive and successful, therefore growing your coaching tree? And then how do you support the national security mission? If you're doing everything correctly, and sometimes not so correctly, but if you're doing everything correctly, you are contributing to the national security mission across the United States.
That's excellent. And I think it's important for people to understand that leadership is not about managing people. It's about growing people.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So what makes the NNSA internship program such a valuable opportunity for HCC students, particularly those who are interested in cybersecurity, engineering, or data science?
Okay. So unless an HCC student is walking around and they are a serious baller, they probably don't have $9,000 in their back pocket for doing what essentially is 12 weeks of work. Or if they happen to be transferring from us to a four-year institution, they're going to make 10,000 plus. If they have a master's degree, this goes to our faculty and staff. That's $11,500 for those same 12 weeks. Now, if you carry that out over the course of the year where you're making $950 a week while you're in this program, you're coming away with generational wealth.
Yeah.
So though that should be the number one incentive, but I think that the underlying piece of that, it's incentivized this way because we want the best possible talent doing these particular missions, these particular opportunities, and getting involved.
Yeah, I think that's important. You really do want the best. And I would imagine that you come out being the best as well.
Close to it.
Yeah.
Close to it. With time and experience,
Right.
you get to be better and better and better.
So how does this program bridge the gap between classroom learning and real world applications?
Well, in theory, what you and your mentor will decide is your research project, that will be something that's related to what you're currently doing. Let's use AI as an example, right? AI for us is the virtual reality piece and then the interactive piece. How do we get that to be more smoother? How do we get that to be more interactive? How do we get that to be more accurate without some of the stuff that we've heard in the past about intrusive conversations, things of that nature, putting youth at risk? We got to get past that. So that shows a bridge between having a requirement and meeting the requirement and putting it out there.
Right. Well, it's only October, but this is a summer internship.
Yes, ma'am.
How can interested HCC students learn more about the program or begin the application process? And why is it important to apply now?
Okay, it's important to apply now because HCC students are not the only ones who have access to this opportunity. Honestly, call me. All right, my number, I'm out there. Everybody knows where I work. Everybody knows where I work. So having said that, it's important to call me and let's talk about what your interests are, what your background is all about, because I'm going to be screening you. And then the application itself, the link for the application is right there in the mass email that I had sent out a week ago. You can go, you can bypass me if you want to. That's perfectly fine, but talk to me about it. Let's make sure that you're the right fit for what you want to do. Okay, and let's make sure that we're going to try and get you to the right lab so you can concentrate on that. And then I'll work with you to coordinate with your mentor and make sure that you're getting the right mentor for you.
So, so student gets in the program and you said the right lab, say the lab is in, I don't know, Washington State. Do they have to just pick up and relocate? Does that money that they're getting as an internship, does that contribute to their living expenses?
Nope, because those are separate expenses that are paid for. So the travel to and from is covered by the government. Where you're staying is covered by the government. And that is totally separate from the stipend you're going to be receiving. So you are essentially going into a fully paid opportunity to go contribute for the next 12 weeks in a program, in a research project.
You know, that's a win-win as far as I see it.
It's very true.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Robert Glover, Interim Executive Director of Military Education Programs for Houston City College. And we will have all that information in our post after the show. I really appreciate you coming down. I think it's really important to talk about these opportunities for our students.
Not a problem. And appreciate the staff's banter.
We do kind of have fun with
That's exactly right.
sitting around. Yeah. Well, up next, after a commercial break, Issa will talk with an alumnus whose time at HCC laid a good foundation for future success.
For over 50 years, HCC has been here for you. Affordable, accessible, focused on your success. This is your college, growing, evolving, expanding with you. More bachelor's degrees, stronger workforce training, online learning with global reach. A new name, the same mission, bigger vision. Houston City College, local focus, global reach. Register now at hccs.edu.
Our individual voices are powerful, but not everything has a voice. Let us be a voice to the voiceless. It's time to speak up for nature.
Poison Help is a free 24/7 hotline that answers all of your poison questions in over 100 languages.
Hello? Poison Help?
Hello? When poison happens, we're here for you. Just call Poison Help, 1-800-222-1222.
Welcome back. We're moving on to our HCC alumni guest, Duilio Escobedo, HCC alumni and architecture student at Texas Tech University. Welcome back, Duilio.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I just want to know, am I saying it right? Is it Duilio or Duilio?
Oh, the I is silent, so just Duilio is fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's start with graduation. Definitely, it's a big step for an individual to graduate and to complete their studies. What was that moment for you?
It felt weird, like just working over like one goal and just, achieving it. And I mean, throughout, the transition between that is just that I kept on working with my family, helped them a lot with graphic design. But what's next? Like, what are you gonna do after that? And I was thinking architecture, why not? I like buildings, I like math. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
That's interesting. And I know there's a little bit of an overlap with graphic design and architecture at the end of the day. They're both very creative careers, but also like engineering, and it takes a lot of skill to do. Piggybacking onto that, what originally drew you to architecture?
I mean, I remember when I was little, I used to like Legos, building, rebuilding. And I mean, I have moved a lot, like, houses, and I focus more on the memories inside those houses. And that's what I like, maybe one building, it stays for a long time, it's an impact to society.
That's great. I wanted to ask about someone told me that your family owns a clothing store, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And you helped them create the designs for some of the wardrobe items, right?
yes.
Um, how have you through your education gotten to like be able to do that? Like, do you know Photoshop and Illustrator and or like any other software that could do that? How do those skills or what skills do you have that you've learned through HCC that have helped you do that?
I mean, with HEC, I learned Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. I forgot what other, but it was multiple. But I mean, overall, with Photoshop, you can learn anything. With After I graduated, I learned Wilcom, which is like an embroidery machine program. But yeah, it has helped me. It has helped me a lot. With the thinking wise, the color wise, all that sort of thing.
That's awesome. It's really cool. Definitely designing like clothing. It's always been like a dream of mine to an extent because I love fashion, but it's also takes a lot of time, a lot of skill,
Yeah.
like you're saying. And I know you've mentioned working on design orders for events sparked your interest in architecture.
Mhm.
Can you tell us how those experiences connected and inspired your next steps?
I mean, working with clients is always hard. It's always hard. They always want to change something. And I mean, adjusting to that and think on your feet, I feel like it does help a lot with, overall everything.
And how hard is it to meet the client to get their creative vision? You know,
I mean,
because sometimes
always,
what you think is different from what they think, and you think you know what they want, but sometimes they don't know what they want, and you're the one that has to facilitate that connection between the idea and the actual creative outcome. So how do you work with that?
I mean, sketching always helps, with grab a book, sketch, but always get feedback from them. Like grab someone else to give you feedback as well, like an outside perspective. It does help a lot.
That's awesome. That's great, and it's definitely a skill being able to handle people like that and talking to them and literally like trying to literally get all the information you can to get the outcome you need. So when it came to transferring from HCC to Texas Tech, what made Texas Tech stand out from others that you had researched?
I saw that they had a dual program with a civil engineering and architecture. So yeah, I'm working with that and let's see how it goes.
And what are some challenges that you feel like you've faced since transferring to a university?
Well, being far from home, that's one of the biggest. Me having to, be with myself, work for myself, because I'm working and studying.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a big transition too.
It's definitely a lot of stress that
Mhm.
you get from doing both things, working and studying. How do you manage that stress? And I also want to ask, how do you manage homesickness?
I mean, I have made a lot of friends here. It's been quickly, and we usually hang out like every other day. Go eat, hang out, school events for sure, football games. Yeah, we won this weekend, so yeah.
That's really cool. And what about like, so I know it's probably like a lot of load on architecture is definitely a very complicated career. How do you deal with all of the work, like all the assignments and all the work that you have to do on top of your actual work, actual job that you do, and balancing all of that with social gatherings, social interactions?
Time management. That's one of the things that HEC really helped a lot with that because that's where I started doing like time management, especially with me working with my family. And yeah, it has transferred all those skills to here too.
Hmm.
It's been hard, don't get me wrong, but hey, time management, get a calendar, all
Yes.
that sort of
I think
thing.
I can't stress how important a calendar is. Even if
Yeah.
you're 20, 19, 21, 52, 40. No, calendars are so important.
I agree.
And now that you're studying architecture at Texas Tech and building your portfolio, how are you preparing for that big step? What's your vision for your future in architecture?
I mean, definitely, I like a lot of like Mexican architecture that they have. There's a lot of like Spanish architecture, but it's way different like from here in the United States. So probably bring that into the picture. I do want to work with solar panels, you know, maybe a self-sufficient home. That's what I'm thinking overall.
What part of Hispanic architecture do you like the most that you would want to incorporate in here?
I don't know, like there's this architect, I forget his name. Like I have it like in the back of my head. But it's a lot of colors for like that's for sure. Like the restrooms, the bedrooms are really like stand out. Especially they play a lot with shadows. So yeah, I want to be involved with that.
That's great to hear. And I'm going to ask you one last question. If you had a dream job in architecture, something that you want to achieve, like your biggest goal, what would it be?
Open a firm because with that I can actually learn from a lot of people, maybe teach what I know and see different ideas collide.
That sounds great, Duilio. Thank you so much, Duilio Escobedo, HCC alumni and architecture student at Texas Tech University. Do you have any final remarks?
I mean, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's definitely an experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And coming up after the quick commercial break, Lana and I will return with some news and announcements for you guys.
HCC ha estado para ti, accesible y enfocado en tus éxitos. Más carreras, formación avanzada, aprendizaje global en línea. Nuevo nombre, misma misión, visión más amplia. Houston City College. Regístrate en hcc.edu.
Art is hard.
But not as hard as living in an over-policed community.
Art is hard.
But not as hard as accessing mental health resources.
Art is hard.
But not as hard as being uprooted by gentrification. At Artistic Noise, art creates a community for system-impacted youth to be seen
and heard.
Learn more at artisticnoise.org.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. Now on to news, events, and announcements. If you're graduating, registration for fall 2025 commencement ceremony, it is open and we have deadlines for it. The deadline to register for the commencement ceremony is November 14th. So if you want to walk across that stage, wave, have your folks take pictures, you need to register. And I think we walk on the stage, what, December 10th? Yes.
You know?
So, and I think it's important. You earned it, folks. Apply, go do it. You need to walk across that stage. You need to put that cap and gown on and take your tassel and move to the other side.
Yes.
That's a big deal. So visit hccs.edu/grad checklist for all the details. If you still haven't applied for graduation, November 3rd is the last day to apply. Remember, November 3rd is the last day to apply. That is actually next Monday. And we'll have more info to check, more info in our link after the show. So check it out so you can get all that information you need. And registration for spring is open already.
Okay, so if you want to register for the spring semester that's coming up in the spring, the spring 2026 registration is open, and there's a variety of semester lengths and start dates in several modalities, including in-person, online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid and hybrid lab, all of this to accommodate to your life and whatever you can do with your time, right?
Absolutely.
So register early to get your preferred classes and preferred times. To learn more about the HCC program, start dates, and options to cover costs, you can go to hccs.edu/apply.
Yeah.
And we have a misinformation,
We do.
disinformation voting. Voting's
I
coming
think
up.
folks don't understand the difference between misinformation and disinformation. So there's something coming up, so you'll learn. It's misinformation, disinformation, and voting. How do I fact check and spot fake news? Travis Sean Anderson, our public services librarian, and Dr. Nicholas Rangel Jr. Will present this valuable discussion to help you become a more informed citizen. And that is this Thursday, October 30th from 12:30 p.m. It's online, folks, so there's no excuse why you can't do it, why you can't attend it. So for more information, check out our post after the show and connect to scholarships. Tell us about that.
Yes, HCC is offering scholarships in a wide range of workforce programs that can get you out of the workforce and earning, sometimes in as little as 16 weeks, which is great. Learn more and complete an interest form at hccs.edu/connect2. That's the number 2. We're going to have a link in our post after the show that you guys can click if you're interested.
Yeah. And virtual reality for empathy workshop. Reality Collab and the Center for Healing Racism are partnering for a film and virtual reality event that invites participants to experience immersive VR simulations that explore social issues, lived experiences, and diverse perspectives through storytelling. And that is November 15th from 9 a.m. to noon at the HCC Central Campus. So for more information, check out our post after the show, because that sounds really interesting.
That sounds really
Yeah, I'm
interesting.
totally gonna go.
It does.
Go check that out. And coming up for Tasty Tuesday, a local bakery rolls in with irresistible treats and one-of-a-kind creations that make every bite a little of an adventure. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Isa.
Thank you,
Always a
Anna.
pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll see you all next time.
See you guys.
Thanks for the hay, Pete.
Don't mention it.
Well, be careful on the road.
So you're telling me to steer clear of those big oil trucks?
Right, and don't speed or text while you're driving.
Adios, muchacha.
Be safe. Drive smart.
There are a lot of reasons to make Texas a litter-free state. What's important is always keeping a litter-free state of mind. I'm Randy Rogers with a reminder for us all: don't mess with Texas.